People tend to shy away from that subject of hyperpigmentation on the inner thighs, but it's completely normal. And as a woman, we like to have soft skin. I gotta include sugar in it because that's my specialty. Hey girl, let's talk about exfoliation. Put on my lip gloss because I'm getting ready to go to work. I've been speaking about exfoliation for the past 2 weeks on TikTok, and I want to touch on there are two types of exfoliation. You have chemical and you also have physical exfoliation. If you're new here, my name is Juliet. I'm a certified esthetician in Nassau, Bahamas at Eternal Serenity Mobile Beauty Spa. So let's talk about exfoliation. So the reason I touched on the PFB Vanish Plus Chroma Bright is because it's a chemical exfoliant. Normally we'd use chemical exfoliants in more sensitive areas. So I talk about using the PFB Vanish Plus Chroma Bright in the bikini line because that's the area where some persons experience a lot of hyperpigmentation, and you'd want the skin cell turnover to be quicker than the rest of your body. Or on your inner thighs, you could also use that. I experience hyperpigmentation on my inner thighs. I'm a thick girly. I don't know if anybody else could relate, but I'm a thick girly, and it's okay. People tend to shy away from that subject of hyperpigmentation on the inner thighs, but it's completely normal. If you are a woman and you have thick thighs, it's gonna happen. There's going to be some kind of friction which will lead to hyperpigmentation. So I say that PFB Vanish, which is a chemical exfoliant, works really well on those areas. So let's touch on physical exfoliants. So physical exfoliants like sugar scrub, Tria, this one brand. You have the Dr. Teal's. I have Dr. Teal's in my bathroom, so I use that on my knees. I noticed that on my knee area I tend to feel like a little blackheads or a little congested follicles where I need to exfoliate and help the skin to become much softer. Now that exfoliant I would use, seeing that it's summertime and we're wearing more oils and moisturizers than usual, I would use that exfoliant on my knees and on the back of my thighs, because those are the areas that I tend to feel a lot of buildup on the skin. It feels a little harsh than usual. And as a woman, we like to have soft skin. So those exfoliants, the physical exfoliant, I would use that about 4 times during the week because it's summertime. Now when we go over to winter time, you'd probably lessen the use and probably 3 times a week. And now let's talk about sugaring. I gotta include sugar in it because that's my specialty. Sugaring. So on Saturday I decided to sugar my legs. I very rarely have to sugar my legs because I've been sugaring for the past 4 years, and I have to sugar my legs probably every other month, or sometimes I stretch it out to 2 months because the hair is barely there. And when I felt under my knees on Saturday, before I exfoliated today, on my knees, I felt like, congested follicles. And I knew that, okay, when I feel that, I need to start sugaring again, right? And when I sugared my legs, my half legs on Saturday, I also sugared my knees. And when I sugared my knees, I began to see the skin get softer under my knees, where I felt like the buildup and the skin felt a little bit harsh. And one of the reasons why the skin began to get a bit more soft is because, one, sugar also gently exfoliates the skin. Unlike waxing, sugaring isn't just on the surface of the skin. What the sugar does, it seeps into the follicle and it removes the hair. So while it's also removing that hair out of the follicle, it's also removing any buildup. And that in turn is going to help you have better skin, a smoother and a more softer skin. Waxing does give you results with removing hair, but the difference between waxing and sugaring is that sugaring is not only going to remove the hair, but it's going to condition the skin. And sugaring is really great for persons who have sensitive skin types. If you're someone that deals with eczema, I deal with eczema flare-ups probably twice out of the month. And for me, sugaring is a win-win because it's not adhering to my skin. It's only adhering to the hair, but it's also gently exfoliating the skin. And it's not going to exfoliate the skin to the point where, okay, my skin feels like it's going to tear off. No. And one thing about sugaring too, it's never going to be hot. Sugaring adjusts to the body temperature. So I hope this video was helpful for somebody today who may, feel a little confused, because I know with self-care, it's so much videos online talking about self-care, how to do this, how to do that. And I hope this video was clear today on exfoliation and how you should use each type of exfoliants. And we also have a monthly newsletter. So if you're not subscribed to our monthly newsletter, send us a DM saying glow and your email, and we'll subscribe you to our monthly newsletter, where you would be the first person to receive offers from Eternal Serenity Mobile Beauty Spa, self-care tips. We'll also give recommendation on products that you can use that are going to truly help your skin. See you guys in the next video.